Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with an entertaining twist and a little bit of laughter. If you are here for a second, third, fourth, or fifth time, you join us every Monday for all the foolishness that is Seeking Sister Wife, and you have yet to subscribe, then go ahead and become a part of the opinionated family. Child, let's get into it. So tonight we are reviewing Seeking Sister Wife Season 3, Episode 10, Deeper and Deeper. Child, and it got deep, honey. Y'all know Garrick and them, they back. Okay? Child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. We start over in Utah with the Winders, and Kim is still there. Okay, Kimberly, hey girl, nice to see you. They're talking about taking a trip to the farm, right? Colton lets us know that he's not only a pharmacist, but he has a farm as well, and it's been in his family for generations. So they're on their way to the farm, right? So the producer asked how Kim is fitting in with Colton, and he says, well, she hasn't complained about the chicken yet. Colton, oh my goodness. Then he says, it's okay to swear as long as you're within 5 feet of a cow. Oh, his little humor, honey. Oh, he's so innocent, child. Anyway, so they get to the farm. Kimberly looks like she fits right in. Okay, so Colton said Kim seems very kind and she doesn't appear to show any red flags. She does seem like a nice, kind lady. Okay, I gave her a little bit of a hard time in the beginning, but I'm sorry, Kimberly girl, if you out there listening. Okay. So then we find out that Kimberly is a teacher, right? So Sophie said, she doesn't see her as a fit for Colton just yet, because if Colton doesn't like her romantically, she's not a good sister wife. Well, I agree, honey, and it's looking like Colton ain't raised an eyebrow yet. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going to be all doing, okay? Over in Colorado, we are back over there with Lockdown and Danielle, honey, and Ick. Okay, because y'all know I gave him a nickname. So the Merrifields are over here exercising, and they're both working out and talking about COVID, right? So then Garrick says, this would be a nightmare if everything were shut down and we couldn't get to the gym and this was an outlet for stress. So then Danielle says, well, it is for me. Honey, I know it is, child. You need something. I cannot imagine dealing with Garrick on a daily basis. Child, that divorce was probably the best thing that ever happened to you, honey. Now, that was God. That was a move of God right there. The divorce. Child, you don't have to deal with him for the rest of your life. Anywho, Garrick said, as soon as we got back, everything just shut down. When we got back from our trip to Mexico, everything was on lock. And so then Danielle was like, I think it's brought us closer together. Girl, y'all had no choice but to be closer together. Y'all were stuck in the house. Okay, there was nowhere to go. COVID said, get inside, honey, and reevaluate your life. So anyway, so she said, I'm sure he would have rather been stuck. I'm sure that Garrick is going through some things because he's unable to talk to Roberta. Honey, I'm sure he would have rather been stuck in Mexico with Roberta. Honey, I don't trust him. I'm sorry. I just don't trust him. They said, we got some really sad news. Roberta tested positive for COVID. Now, I am very sad about that because COVID is a very serious disease and some people don't recover. So as far as the COVID is concerned, I am concerned about little wife. Okay. So we see Danielle crying about Roberta having COVID. Girl, what are you crying about? But okay. She says she wishes that she could give her a hug. Danielle, let me tell you something, honey. You a better woman than me. And that's all I'm going to say on that, honey. You are a better woman than most. Okay? So Garrick said, we prayed every night for her. I love her and I want to be able to hold her hand. Child, you are obsessed with Roberta. Okay? So he said, she couldn't stay with her mom because her mom is elderly, so she stayed with her cousin. And every time they show Garrick, he on that phone trying to figure out how to get in touch with Roberta. Boy, do you do anything else throughout the week? Where are your children? Honey, we see every single scene is him standing off into a faraway place trying to get Roberta on the line. Oh, my goodness. Danielle, why are you crying, girl? In this scene right here, Danielle is crying. I know it's tough for Garrick not being able to talk to her as much. You should be happy about that. Take this time to have an in-depth conversation with your ex-husband, okay? Because he definitely is not your husband, honey. He's that ex, okay? You should be happy about her not being able to get in touch with him. Be selfish for once, girl, and think about Danielle. And stop worrying about if Garrick is okay. You're going to have a nervous breakdown. So Garrick said, since going to her cousin's house, because, Roberta couldn't stay with the mom, her cell service is shoddy and there's no internet. Mm-hmm. Child, she probably trying to get away from you. Let me tell you something. Roberta probably over there reevaluating some things. Danielle is still crying. Oh, my goodness. Saying she knows, he holds back tears. And when she doesn't see them, he probably does shed a few. Okay, child, don't cry for him, Argentina. Okay, he will be fine. I'm sure if you were unable to reach him, he would be just fine. He wouldn't be crying. When you were upset all up and through Mexico, Garrick could care less. Okay. She asked, do you miss Roberta? He's like, I missed her a lot. Oh, yeah, of course you do, honey. Anyway, so Garrick said after, COVID, it just made me really think some things. I just had to rethink our whole entire plan. So Garrick's manipulating behind says since Roberta is 33, that they decided that she isn't getting any younger. So they need to go ahead and go to Mexico. And instead of trying to get married, they should go ahead and try to have a baby. Now, does that make any sense? Absolutely not. Y'all don't even have to put it in the comments, honey. We all on the same page over here. This manipulating slime bucket is just trying to trap this lady. Okay, because once you have a baby with someone, you're bound together. And the way he manipulates and twists words and talks in circles, honey, Listen, you got nervous that she's backing out since she's not answering, and now you're panicking and trying to trap her. That's exactly what I think. Because I do not feel for a moment that you are worried about her being 33 and not having any kids. I'm sure she'll be fine. I had my first at 32, and I'm still trucking. She'll be okay. I'm just trying to trap that lady. Anyway, you are truly disgusting. Let's move forward. Danielle is like, so as soon as you get there, you want to start trying? He's like, yeah. Ugh, yuck monster. Okay. Danielle says, knowing they're switching gears to not the wedding, but to have a baby makes me a little bit apprehensive. Well, then say that to him. Don't let him railroad you. Look, we need an intervention. We need more than Iyanla. We need more than Dr. Phil. We need Jesus himself to come speak directly to Danielle because this is getting out of control. Stop telling us and tell him. Like, it's not making any sense. She was like, with the pandemic and no communication, she don't know. It's definitely a lot to think about. Well, while you're thinking, he's going to be in Mexico getting it on with little wife, okay, little sister. While you're worried about thinking, girl, oh my goodness. So she's like, she's telling him, it will affect our boys and everything. So I think we should just keep talking through it. I think we just really need to think about it. He says, well, we can't put it on hold. We can't put everything on hold forever. We got to keep moving forward in life. Boy, gone, honey. Over here, keeping up with the Jonses, Tasha and Sidion are talking about their date, right? So Tasha is asking him if they kissed. Child, Alexis don't want to kiss Sidion, honey. She don't even want Sidion. So you're fine. So Sidion said, the date was a lot of fun. And then Tasha said, I just love seeing him kiss people and be in love with people. Tasha's a little bit different, y'all. She's a little bit different, okay? Sidion says, well, before you get all, into it, I just want to tell you a little bit about what me and Alexis talked about. Child, before you start fantasizing and romanticizing about them kissing, honey, Alex don't want to be kissed and she does not want to be a parent. So he said he's fine with her not wanting to have kids of her own, but he has 3 kids and 2 of them live with him. So she is going to have to want to be a parent. Now, as the episode was progressing, before that statement was made, I was thinking, are those kids he and Tasha's kids together? But then once they started talking, I realized that no, those are not her kids. They're just his kids, but she's there. They're together, so they're a family. So Tasha said, well, do you think it's something she can get used to? Because I kind of understand where she's coming from with the family stuff, because when I first came, I wasn't in the mindset of being, a parent either. Tasha, no. I don't know how many ways this lady has to say it. I don't know how many different languages she has to tell you in that she does not want to be a parent, honey. Stop trying to force parenthood down this lady's throat. Trying to fit a square into a peg hole. It's not making no sense. Sidion says, she also has a few other boyfriends, okay? And she doesn't plan on stopping seeing them. So then Tasha said, well, does she know how we feel about that? Honey, I don't think she cares, okay? I think she could care less. So then Tasha asked him, well, do you think she wants to be a couple with us? Sidion said, well, she wants to get to know you, so let's plan another date. Y'all, please let it go, honey. But we're going to go on this date next episode, and we're going to see what all's doing. Over at the Clarks, Jared and Vanessa are talking about how Emily wasn't a match, okay? Because, Emily wanted to get it popping with Vanessa. If we remember from last episode, she could really care less about Head and Shoulders. Emily was still finding herself, honey. She's a kid, okay? Y'all trying to get all these kids in here what are you starting, an orphanage? Y'all don't have time to play with y'all. Anyway, so they said they found someone that they're excited about, okay? And her name is Krista, and she lives in Texas. Let me tell y'all something. When I saw this lady on TV, I swear I think I know her. I don't know if her face is just very familiar or what, but I know that I know her from somewhere. So he said, she's 37. She's a nurse. She has 3 kids. Vanessa said, she likes that she can relate to her as far as a mother is concerned. And then they video chatter, okay? So Jared says, Krista has a very good understanding and wants to know what she feels and, what she'll get from them. Absolutely nothing, child. Absolutely nothing. So they asked her about jealousy, right? She said, well, there may be some, but as long as we communicate with openness and be able to talk about it, then I think we'll be fine. So then Head and Shoulders says, well, what separates her from other women is her wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience. No, wisdom comes with age. Don't try to change the saying, honey. It says wisdom comes with age. She's grown. That is the difference between her and the other ladies. Child, you a mess. Vanessa asked her about her 5-year goals, right? She's like, well, what are your 5-year goals? She's like, I want to get my master's. And Jared was like, well, no matter where you are, you'll be able to use that because there's always going to be a need for somebody in the medical field. Krista is just a breath of fresh air. Ugh, child, I'm gagging, okay? Jared says, he loves her vibe and he likes getting to know her and she lets him be him. Okay, well, let's see how long that lasts, child. So Vanessa asks how she feels about them, right? So she said, I feel like I've been talking to y'all forever. Child, that's not an answer. That is not an answer. Do you like them? Check yes or no. That lady said, I feel like I've been talking to you forever. Basically, y'all talking my ear off, honey. What we gonna do? Let's get into it if we gonna get into it. That's basically what she want to say. So then Jared asks, well, what do you feel like should happen from here? She was like, well, a meeting. Well, duh. So then Vanessa said, they're going to make her their forever wife. So let's move forward. Back with the Winders. The ladies are making cookies and they start talking about barbecuing. And so Sophie said they feel like they feel really good about her, but they aren't sure about Colton. We are all sure about Colton. He doesn't want nothing to do with it. I'm just telling you right now. Colton makes a little joke about grilling hot dogs. Oh, Colton. There's something so endearing about him. The way that they present the lifestyle is more on the wholesome side, which makes you think that it's an actual village and people are, together and raising the kids together. But the other people are so skeevy, honey. It's just real creepy. Okay. So the producer asked Kimberly if she thought Colton was cute, right? She said, well, he's a married man, so I can't talk about him in that way. Come again? Say what now? Child, aren't you here to be his other wife? I'm a little bit confused. Shouldn't you find him attractive? Am I confused on what's happening? Y'all put it down in the comments if she's supposed to find him attractive or if mum's the word, honey, because I got lost right up and through there. I was like, you're supposed to think he's attractive. So Colton said, right around now, I can usually tell if I'm attracted to someone else, but the jury is still out. Child, Colton don't want Kimberly, honey. Let's move forward. And it's okay. It's okay. So Kimberly got emotional and said, people look at it as them allowing a man to cheat, but she just wants a man that loves his wives. And she got very emotional about it. And I understand what she's saying because I do feel like she wants to be a part of something. I feel like she wants to be accepted. And I feel like she wants someone for her and her daughter to grow with. But I'm not sure if Colton is all in, honey. I think he don't want to be bothered, but I could be wrong. The Snowdens are back this episode, okay, child? And y'all know we investigating them all up and through. Over in L.A., Christaline is in the kitchen and saying she's going to put the kids to bed. So he goes in for a kiss. Child was kissing her for about an hour. I'm like, okay, honey, you can go ahead on. But I'm trying to watch their body language. Does she need anything, honey? Blink twice if you need help. I'm just saying because I'm looking. I'm like, let me see what Sal doing. So Dimitri said, it's been a few weeks since the breakup with Taylor, and he packed her bag and sent it on over to Texas, deep in the heart of Texas. Child is back over there with her. They hoped that it could be different with Taylor, but she was ready to get out of Dodge, okay? Y'all were getting on her nerves. She was fussing and fighting with Ashley. Them kids was getting on her nerves, climbing and clawing at the door every morning. I knew she wasn't going to be able to last. So as they're cleaning out the closet, Chrissy was like, well, I'm still here and I still want to stay. Do you now? Is that real, or did they write that for you to say? Because I heard, and the people is talking, and the people say that the Snowdens give you a script, allegedly. So, child, I don't know, Christaline, honey, I don't know. So Dimitri says, since Taylor has been gone, there's no friction. Yeah, because Taylor was an alpha female. Honey, she wasn't playing all them games y'all were playing up and through. Christaline tells us, it's been 5 months and I'm enjoying myself, but I just wish the travel restrictions would be lifted because I miss my family. Code for, get me out of here, please. Honey, Chrissy is ready to go. Like I said, Christaline, blink twice if you need help. The producers can pick up on those signs. In the other room, Dimitri is trying to butter Ashley up with a foot rub. I knew he was about to ask for something. That's how men do. And so he asked her how she felt about Christaline, right? She said, look, we've been through a few things, but through it all, she's been here. And I feel like Christaline's been through a few vows already, honey. She already been through for better or for worse. That was Taylor and them clawing and scratching her eyes out, allegedly, through sickness and in health, COVID. Okay. So, I feel like she's been through the vows already, honey. Get out. Please get out, honey. I would be running on the first thing smoking. I would have did the same thing as Taylor. I would have said, I have to go to the grocery store. I would have packed up my kids and never returned. Anywho, so Ashley said, well, how do you feel? He said, she's everything. Oh, wow. Honey, I don't think Ashley was ready for everything because she was smiling. But I was looking at her like, girl, he said that woman is everything. Okay, child. So he said, since you're good and I'm good, I'm thinking about asking her to marry me. So then he says, Dimitri said he and Christaline had a great connection on everything. And he said he loves her and she's everything and he's ready to make her his forever wife. Okay. So Christaline just came in the picture and he's ready to make her his forever wife. And Ashley says with Vanessa, they had this huge wedding, even when she didn't have a wedding. And then 7 months later, she was gone. Well, if everyone leaves, then it must be the two of you. Because, everybody can't be lying. Where there's smoke, there's fire. That's all I'm going to say. And Ashley said if the entire marriage, with Christaline and Dimitri, it could go the same way. But with Christaline, she's never wavered. She's always had their back. She's always been the same. She's always chosen them. So she thinks things will be good. But then Dimitri said something and I was just like, see, this is some foolishness right here. He said, look, we aren't even legally married. How would you feel about her being Mrs. Snowden? So is a sister wife an actual wife or you two just share a man? Like, how is it going? Because I have so many questions, child. This is so intriguing. So Ashley said, I have other things that protect me. Should anything happen to Dimitri, I will be taken care of. Well, you do have his kids, but what other paperwork do y'all have in place? Like, is there a will and testament that you're speaking of? Are you the beneficiary of his bank or, his money, the money that he has in the bank? Like, what exactly is helping you should his untimely demise occur, child? So then she said, from a personal standpoint, Chrissy is going to be the real wife and everybody will be looking like, well, she's the real wife and you're the person on the side. But she says Christaline is worth it. Child, this is a mess. Now she's saying Christaline is worth it, but we already know what we already know. Oh, my goodness. Dimitri says he doesn't know if she'll say yes, but he's hoping that she does. Back over with the Merrifields, honey. Doubt for Danielle, honey. Danielle and her doubts are still hanging on. So then her sister-in-law Samantha shows over with her 21 questions when she should be sitting Danielle down and literally slapping her face to slap some sense into her. So her sister-in-law comes over with her beef stroganoff. Honey, beef is what's for dinner. And Garrick says, I'm going to go work out. Child, no, you're not. You're about to go back down there and aggressively call Roberta over and over and over and over and over again until she answers. Boy, gone. So Danielle wanted some girl time to vent and they started talking about Roberta, right? So Danielle said, I talked to her like once or twice, but I really feel disconnected because you never got connected. The only person that was connecting were her and Ick. So anyway, she said the sister-in-law was like, are y'all like, is everything good? Because I feel like y'all are so strong to go find somebody over in Brazil and bring them back and try to bring them into your family. So once she said that, Danielle starts telling her that Garrick wants to start having babies and then get the marriage going afterwards. She said, if everything opens up, she will be here when she had the baby. Danielle, oh my goodness, child, you are so exhausting. So Danielle tells her, if it's up to me, I'll wait. But Garrick said, it's really like helping her out for her to start a family. Yeah, let's worry about helping Roberta out. Let's worry about everything Roberta, okay? Only worry about her feelings. That's what we'll do. Danielle, child, this is a mess. The idiocracy of it all, child. So the sister-in-law is looking stunned, as we all are, okay, because we can't believe the things that come out of Danielle's mouth. So she said, she feels like he may be acting out of lust. He absolutely is. He is self-serving and disgusting, honey. So she said, this is the sister-in-law talking. Samantha says she feels like they need to think logically. Honey, good luck, okay? Because with these two, child, it is the blind leading the blind. So, I'm just saying good luck. So then Samantha also says that she feels like they don't really know her. And she wonders if Danielle is okay doing this or just doing this to please him. Well, duh. And tell her this, not us. Look, we love to see you talk to us out here in TV land, Samantha. But quiet as it's kept, honey, you need to sit Danielle down and say, girl, I know that you are doing this to please Ick. You don't have to do this, honey. This is a mess. Child, he's going to run off with this woman and leave you here in Colorado. Oh, child, So then she says, well, what if the visa doesn't go through and he leaves you and stays out there? These are just thoughts, just things that are coming into my brain. No, these are thoughts that any sane, unbrainwashed person would have. So then as she's saying this, she said, y'all met her on vacation. You haven't even really lived with her yet. You don't know the day in and the day out. It's totally different when you come from vacation. That's why couples go on vacation, to try to mend their relationships. Because, when you're on vacation, honey, you just be drinking, sipping pina coladas, laying on the beach, having sex, come back home still fighting and clawing and scratching each other's eyes out. But while you're on vacation, everything's all good. Honey, everybody know that. So then she said, y'all just really need to get to know her. Now, I think we're trying to get through. It's a little bit of a light there. We cracked the door a little bit because Danielle said, after talking to Samantha, I started to realize that a baby is going to tie them together for life. Honey, that's the plan. Child, oh my goodness. So next episode, Ick is talking more and then we see what's going to happen over here with the Clarks, and then the Winders are coming to the conclusion about Kimberly, and I'm so excited to see exactly what is going to happen. I'm not sure if Christaline's going to say yes to the Snowdens, which we already know she is, honey, but let's just act like it's some anticipation. All right, y'all. So I am so happy that you guys joined me tonight for this review. If you like this content, please do not hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. Share my channel with a friend, and as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.